Hi guys, so we're going to talk about scale tonight. Scale models are, you've played with them ever since you were a little kid. It's something that's really big and they move it down. So I don't know about you, but my parents didn't trust me with like a dump truck, a full-size dump truck when I was 2. They gave me a little one. Same thing like a Barbie. You're going to scale that down, a baby doll. No one's actually going to give you a real baby. They're just going to shrink it down. But it still kind of looks like a baby or a dump truck. So, a scale drawing just makes it proportional. Remember, proportional means equal. So here we are, we're going to start with the scale, and the scale is always the ratio of the size of the model to its actual. We're going to create the same ratio all the time to be consistent. So it's always going to be the model over the actual. Scale can have the same units or different. It doesn't really matter. And you can use a scale to find missing measurement on the model or the actual object with setting of proportion. So let's try a couple word problems. So here we have the scale of drawing for a new pool is 2 inches to 7 feet. So it always gives us our scale like that. So I'm just going to set it up. So 2 inches is a scale and 7 feet is the real thing. Sometimes scale can make big things into small things and also small things into big things. So when you think about science, when you guys start talking about cells, cells are so tiny you can't even see. You have to have a microscope. So they take the small thing and blow it up so that you can actually see. If the length of the pool on the drawing is 10 inches, so remember with the proportion we're going to have a cross. So we're going to have 10 inches. What's the actual distance? So I'm going to put my variable there. Remember, there's a lot of different ways to solve a proportion. I'm going to use cross multiply and divide because that works for everything. We could also scale if we want. So 7 times 10 is 70 equals 2x. So divide by 2. So x equals 35, and we always need a label, feet. So let's try the next one. The blueprint of a house is 1.5 inches to 2 feet. The living room is 18 feet long. What's the length? So 18 feet in real life over x. So 18 times 1.5 is going to be 27 equals 2x. Divide by 2. X is going to equal 13.5 inches. All right, let's keep going. Model of a car uses 2 1/4 inches for 3 feet. So a fourth comes out to be a really nice decimal. So comes out to be 25 inches and 3 feet. Notice how I'm putting a label. Labels will help us figure out where we're going to go with the missing piece. The model is 14 inches. So model, remember, goes up top. And also inches and inches over x. 3 times 14 is 42. And again, we can definitely use calculators to speed up this process. Divide. So x is going to equal 18.6, repeating, so I'm going to say 18 2/3 feet. That's a messy 3. The scale of a model reads 2 inches to 125 miles. So 2 inches over 125 miles. The two cities are 4 3/4 inches apart. So 3/4 comes out to be nice inches. What's the actual distance? Remember, actual is in the bottom. So now I'm going to multiply 125 times 4 7/500ths. And we get 593 7/500ths equals 2x. Divide by 2. X is going to equal 296.875 miles. And we can leave the decimal for there, it's fine. All right, what I need you guys to do on your quiz, that's your check-in, you're going to do 5 and 6, and you're going to answer that. So set up your proportions in your whole year math and do that. All right. Let's try, and then you're going to do 7 too, but I'm going to do 8 with you. So the scale is 1.5 to 48 miles, so 1.5 inches to 40 miles. Houston, Dallas are 8 77/16. So to make my life easier, I turn that into a decimal. My decimal point over x. So I have 1 5/10 x. 40 times 8 4,375 10,000ths equals 337 5/10. divided by 1.5. X is going to equal 225 miles. Always a label. Labels are important. A tiny statue of Tom Brady, oh, adorbs, is 2 inches tall. If the statue has a scale of 1 inch to 2.5, so here gave me my scale in the second sentence, which is fine. So Tom, this is Tom's scale size, so we're going to do 2, and I'm going to just make that rounding with 3 repeating. So I'm going to cross multiply, so 1 x equals 6.3, and I could divide by 1, but I really don't have to. So x is going to equal 6.3 repeating, which is really 6 3/9. And then we have to kind of convert that. So when we're converting, 3/9 is going to turn to 6 feet 4 inches. All right, last one that we're going to do here. So the crack of the liver bill is approximately 24 5 inches long. Its model on the scale uses 3 inches for 5 feet. Okay, but here we have an important thing. This label is inches. I can't put inches over here because that would mean 24 5/10 foot. So I need to convert this 5 feet into inches. So we're going to do 5 times 12 and we get 60. So really my proportion is going to be 3 inches over 60 inches. And now I can put the 24 5/10. So remember, because it's going to have to be the same thing going across from our proportion. So I'm going to cross multiply, and I'm going to get 60x equals 73 5/10 divided by 60. X is going to equal 1 inches. And we can leave decimals. All right, now we're going to go to find the scale. And to find the scale, first step is write the ratio. Remember, model to actual, and then simplify to the numerator's 1. So we're just going to really divide. We're finding the unit rate, really what we're doing. So the drawing is 9. The actual is 45 feet. So we're going to divide everybody by 9. Or I could just really set up and do 9 divided by 45. And then I'm going to get 1 foot. So 1 inch to 5 feet. Okay. So we can try this again. So 6 2/5, I'm going to make that into decimal, 6 4/10 meters for every 120 kilometers. So I'm going to divide everybody by 6.4, and I get 1 meter for 18 75 kilometers. Oops, sorry. All right. And then you're going to do 13 on the quiz, and I'll do 14 with you right now. So a cell phone tower is 162 feet tall. It's a model of tower 5 5/8. So 5 62 inches over 162 feet. I'm going to divide by my numerator because I want to figure out what just 1 is. Really, I'm finding like the unit rate. Oops, 25. And I would get 1 inch for 28 8/10 foot. So remember, you're going to go and take the quiz. You're going to do answer 13, 7, and put in your answer for 5 and 6. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.